Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar today. We are very excited to go over the brand new partnership and integration between Kenect and SATISFYD and how the texting integration can really help enhance your communication for your dealership. We are going to get started in just about 2 minutes. It looks like we have quite a few people still signing into the webinar. So we're going to give them a little extra time to do that. So feel free to go grab that last cup of coffee, take a quick break. We'll get started here at just about 2 after the hour. For those of you that just joined in, we're glad to have you. We're giving everyone just another minute or so to sign into the webinar. Looks like we have quite a few still signing in. So please hang tight. We'll get started in just about a minute. All right, thank you all for waiting. Looks like we got the majority of you signed on, so we'll go ahead and begin. First, I'd like to start things off by introducing who we have on the line with us today. And we do have the pleasure of having Emily Spalla, the Vice President over at SATISFYD, here on the webinar with us today. Emily has well over 15 years of client relations experience in the manufacturing, agriculture, and construction industries. At SATISFYD, Emily has created a customer-first environment, leading teams that deliver high-quality solutions that exceed customer expectations. She has also worked closely with both enterprise and dealer groups and is passionate about helping them create customer experience excellence strategies and programs. Emily's very excited to help businesses provide the very best experience for their customers. And lastly, Emily does hold a business management and economics degree from Hope College. A little bit about her: she is an avid mountain biker and resides in Traverse City, Michigan, with her husband and 2 daughters. Emily, why don't you go ahead and say hi to everybody, tell us a little bit about the topic of today, and say hello.
Thanks, Cameron. We are super excited to be here with all of you today and very excited to be announcing our new partnership with Kenect. So SATISFYD, as you know, supports the heavy equipment dealer industry just as Kenect does. And we have been providing the connection to customers and employees back to the dealerships. And so we're really excited about the opportunity to leverage Kenect's text messaging platform to be able to bring those two services together to better keep you connected.
Fantastic, thank you, Emily. Now, for those of you that don't already have Kenect or aren't super familiar with us and don't know who I am, my name is Cameron Jarvis. I am the Partnerships Manager here at Kenect, and both Emily and I are here to walk you through this brand new partnership, how we are working together to help our dealers just maximize their efficiencies, their operations, and of course, their interactions with their customers. So to give you a quick outline for the day, we will start out with a brief overview of both products, starting with SATISFYD. We'll do a high-level overview, go over the product in a little bit of detail, then we'll do the same for Kenect and show off some pictures of the product in action. Then we'll finish up with the integration itself, how our two systems are working together, and we'll finish with a quick Q&A. So if there are any questions that come to mind, please make sure to utilize the question and answer function that GoToWebinar offers, and both Emily and myself will try to handle those towards the end of the presentation. So without further ado, Emily, why don't you go ahead and start things off and tell us about SATISFYD? And for each slide, if you could just tell me next slide, I'll transition it for you.
Thanks, Cameron. Yeah, for those of you that are on today that maybe are not familiar or haven't heard of SATISFYD before, we work to support your dealerships, just like yourselves today, with customer and employee experience feedback. Really doing that, making it your competitive advantage to stay ahead of other equipment dealers like yourselves. And so Cameron, if you want to pop over to the next slide, I'll share a little bit more about how we do that. So we have been for 25 plus years now focused on the heavy equipment dealership space. Again, focused on voice of customer and voice of employee. What those two things mean is we are collecting customer feedback on your behalf and really helping you boost revenue by driving process improvements gained through the feedback provided by your customers. And so we'll talk a little bit more specifically about that today as how we can leverage text messaging through Kenect to gain feedback from your customers. We have fully integrated solutions, so that's why we partner with people like Kenect, including dealer management systems, reporting BI tools, etc., to be able to fully automate the process and make this data available where it's most meaningful and easily accessible to you. We also provide employee feedback, so helping dealers stay connected with their employees and assessing the level of engagement with those employees, and ultimately helping you keep the talent that you have spent, quite a bit of money and time attracting and recruiting into the dealership based on their feedback provided to you. You can pop over to that next slide, Cameron. So we have several dealers. We work with about 2,000 dealers across North America as well as Australia. These are just a few of the dealers that we are supporting today. If you visit satisfied.com, you can see many more of our SATISFYD community for dealerships who are focused on improving the customer and employee experience. With this, what's really important and great about our solution is we provide benchmarking data. So you'll be able to see your customer net promoter score or employee net promoter score compared to other industry dealers. And so looking at the list of community members that we have at SATISFYD would give you an idea of who's in that benchmark that you would be comparing your performance to. We can pop over to the next one. Thanks. The impact of feedback is really important, and I think understanding from an investment standpoint how it impacts your bottom line. So the dealers we work with have shared with us results from the customer feedback that they have gained and how they've been able to boost their revenue, as I mentioned, attract and keep top talent. They've really been able to take control of their reputations and gain, most importantly, that competitive advantage against the other dealers in their competing areas. How they've done that is by improving their net promoter score. And we've seen a direct correlation with a 1-point increase in their net promoter score to a 6-point increase in market share. So really important there to be measuring net promoter score. If you're not doing that today, this is something that we would be glad to help and support you with. The other thing is we've really seen a great improvement in boosting engagement amongst customers and employees and sharing their feedback. And our dealers have had an impressive return on their investment at a minimum of 13x. So they're really seeing some great returns on investing in SATISFYD's voice of customer and voice of employee programs. And then Cameron, if you go to the next slide, I'll share a little bit more about how you can actually see these returns on your investment. So specifically, we're going to talk a little bit more about the customer feedback side, as with Kenect, we'll be integrating the ability to text message your customers and gain their feedback, which we'll talk about a little bit later in today's webinar. And how we do this is allowing you the ability to get information back from your customers that allows you to gain and build deeper relationships with them. Some customers are willing to share that information with you or your team face-to-face, and others much prefer the ability to do that privately. And so there's a lot of feedback that's shared here through our survey process. We look at that data individually as well as aggregate. And in aggregate, we're able to identify opportunities for improvement. That may be comparing yourselves again to the industry-specific benchmark, maybe looking at store results and comparing that to your dealership organization as a whole. We also see a lot of best practices that are yielded from the results in aggregate. So we may see a store or department that excelling and learn from that and what they're doing well. So there's a lot of opportunities for process improvements. With that, you're able to, improve your efficiencies, reduce costs, and on top of that, sell additional products and services back to those existing customers, recover unhappy customers, and leverage and boost the positive feedback from your customers to gain new customers. All right, let's take a look here. So how we do this today and how we're going to be doing this with Kenect is right now your customer has some sort of interaction with your dealership that maybe they've rented a piece of equipment or purchased a used piece of equipment. Maybe they even had some service work done or just came in and bought a part. With that information that comes over to us directly from your dealer management system, we are able then to invite your customers in real time automatically to leave feedback. We have multiple methods and ways we can contact your customers. That could be through a text message, like using Kenect, which we'll show you here later. And it could be a follow-up email that we do if we don't get a response back. It could be a paper survey or even a phone call. What's great about SATISFYD is that you can select multiple methods and sequential processing to be able to contact customers that are the best method for that particular customer, and it can vary by customer, location, department, how you want to connect with your customers. From there, your customers are able to provide you feedback in a quick 1-minute survey that provides a lot of actionable data back to your dealership, as well as the opportunity to follow up with your customers, especially in the cases where there may be issues. So that with this comprehensive solution and then leveraging the Kenect solution to be able to reach them through text messaging first is a great opportunity to be able to stay in communication with your customers and gain some very actionable feedback for your team. So Trevor, I'll throw it back over to you to share a little bit more about Kenect.
All right, thank you, Emily. Now to give you an overview of Kenect, we are based in the Silicon Slopes of Utah, and we are a text messaging platform for businesses all throughout North America. We were founded by dealers and built exactly 4 dealerships just like you. And we have well over 10,000 business locations currently, over 100,000 active users, and millions of reviews and customer conversations have happened and are happening through our platform at this very moment. Now, one reason Kenect has been so prominent for dealerships and really helped them excel is due to our strategic integrations, which is why we're having this webinar today. Of course, now we're integrated with SATISFYD, but we also integrate with a lot of the main DMSs out there. Here's a picture of just a few. We have even more. But what this allows us to do is automate a lot of your communication and really just enhance your customer experience as well as your employee experience overall. Now, here's a quick look at some of our happy existing customers. We do have quite a few outdoor power equipment and various other dealerships currently utilizing Kenect, but here are a picture of a few, and one that both SATISFYD and Kenect help out right now is Casanova. Now, the reason we have so many dealerships, over 10,000 utilizing the services right now, is due to the fact that we help them with these 4 key ways to connect better with their customers. First one being is just being more efficient. We help you communicate more efficiently with 2-way and broadcast text messaging from your main dealership phone number. And that's one of the main differences between us and other texting is that we take your actual business line that you have listed on Google, listed on your website, and we convert it into a textable number. So all of your phone calls and text, all of your communication is housed in one centralized place. From there, we help you generate significantly more new leads through the Kenect Inbound Texting widget that we implement on your website. We also help you collect payments in a much faster and easier way via text. And lastly, and most importantly for a lot of those dealers out there, we help you manage your online reputation by generating significantly more 5-star reviews on both Google and Facebook, and we'll chat about that a little further as well. Now, Kenect helps facilitate those 4 key pillars and ways to connect better with your customers through, of course, our premier business texting. And the reason that texting matters so much is due to some of the data here. The vast majority, 89% of consumers out there would prefer to interact with you via text rather than phone calls. And the most important metric on this slide here, 98% of text messages are opened and 95 are read within 3 minutes. So it's almost guaranteed that your communication will be seen and responded to in a very, very timely manner. I don't think I have to, necessarily quote it here, but I'm sure that you know the difference between that as well as phone call and email being sub 20%, not nearly as efficient or effective when communicating with your customers. 96% of consumers out there have found phone calls to be somewhat disruptive. And just to give you a real life example of that, for those of you listening in on the webinar right at this very moment, if you were to receive a phone call from an unknown number right now, you're probably not answering that phone call. However, if you received a text message, doesn't matter who it's from, most likely you're at least reading it, if not responding almost right away. And that's the main difference. Your customers out there, they're working their jobs, they're doing multiple things, and texting again just allows allows them to communicate much more conveniently and at their leisure. Last metric here, 78% of consumers out there say receiving a text message is the absolute fastest way to reach them for those important service updates and purchases. Now, some practical applications of what our business texting allows your dealership to do. A lot of our dealers are currently scheduling and automating appointments, reminders, status updates, sending out quick info like their hours, maps, and when units are ready to be picked up in a much faster way. They're targeting certain customers for warranty reminders and maintenance notices and able to send a text message to all, if not many of them, all at once. Collect payments via text. They're customizing their customer journey through video chatting, as well as sending photos and videos of products or services back and forth, as well as PDFs. They're generating significantly more online reviews and leads from the various sources that we'll chat about today. Now, we'll start with the lead aspect. Kenect helps, again, double, if not triple those incoming leads. We found it's about an average of 260% increase of leads captured from your website just by giving your customers what they want, which is the ability to text you. They don't want to fill out a long form. They don't want to call in and wait on hold. And believe it or not, they don't want to be held hostage to the website by a chat bubble that then deletes their information if they exit out. They want to text you. And again, the data is very clear. It doubles, if not triples, those leads from your website just by giving them the preferred method and the leisure of texting you, at their convenience. Now, in addition to capturing more leads from your website, we also do the same thing for your social media. We hook up to that message us button on both Facebook and Instagram and capture all of those incoming conversations from, of course, your website, your socials, all in one convenient platform called the Kenect Inbox. And this is how it works. So once they text in from that text us button or from your Facebook page, whatever it is, they'll be routed through a customized routing system. You can select the departments listed, of course. If you have multiple locations, that's also an option. Once they're routed to the right place, they'll send a simple text message with consent compliance automatically given. The URL of the page they were on will be sent along with the conversation to help give you context so you know what either product or service or part they were looking at. From there, the inbox allows your team to make sure they're responding to these texts in real time and that they're being managed the best way possible, because all of these text conversations are saved, reviewable, and monitored by, of course, owners and managers. And this eliminates a lot of the personal cell phone issues that you might already be experiencing. Now, here's a quick look at the Kenect platform itself. This is the inbox I was talking about. The inbox here, as you can see, very similar to that of an email inbox, and that's exactly what it is. It's an email inbox except for texts. And from here, it's very easy to adopt because of its similarity to email. Easy to adopt, it's intuitive, and again, easy to pick up. A couple of things I'll highlight: you do have access to various tools, and one of them that we'll chat about later today is our quick replies, and that's where we integrate with SATISFYD. You can send out quick info or templates or review requests or surveys all through this tool in a very, very fast, easy way. Now, one more thing to note, those Facebook leads will be marked as such. And again, these leads will be assigned to the right team, the right location from the get-go. But in addition to that, you can ensure that whoever's responding is on top of it or assign it to someone else to respond. Now, in addition to the desktop version of Kenect, we of course have a mobile app as well that allows you to take these leads or just current customer conversations on the go with you, so that you're on top of those incoming leads. As we all know, the dealer that's usually responding first to an incoming lead is the one earning the business the vast majority of the time. And some of those other uses, like we talked about earlier, photos and videos being sent back and forth of maybe a product, a service, a walk around. Service managers love to use it for quick approvals and explaining something they're working on. But you also have access to those various tools I touched on earlier. Now, by this point, it should be pretty clear how Kenect helps streamline your one-to-one conversations with those incoming leads, as well as maybe your service customers. But we go a little bit further than that as well. We actually help you with your outreach through our broadcast messaging feature. The broadcast messaging allows you to send, of course, a mass text out to thousands of customers all at once. And this is utilized for, invites or notices for events, promotions, services. Another big one is extending warranties. Instead of having to call each individual customer, you're able to send out, say to 1,000 customers all at once, a link to either chat with you further or, hey, let's extend your warranty, give me a call back, give me a text. And it's much, much more effective. As you can see in the chart here to the side, you might already be utilizing email for these kinds of uses or pay-per-click ads, direct mail, and you can see just the effectiveness difference. Like we already established, texting has such a high open rate, which leads to a much higher response rate. It follows that same trend. What this does, not only allows you to be more effective with your outreach, but it also helps cut down your cost per response. Now, last couple of features we'll talk about here before we dive into the integration is one, text to pay. Our text to pay feature allows a lot of our dealers to collect deposits and payments via text message in both their sales and service departments. They're collecting those payments, again, with a much higher open rate. That leads to a much higher response and payment rate. So it just speeds up the process, allows for a couple of extra benefits for your customers, like after hours pickups, remote drop-offs, over the phone sales, curbside pickup, that kind of thing, while also enjoying you getting paid faster, reducing your account receivable, and enjoying next day funding and 100% secure PCI compliance. Now, last piece of Kenect here that we'll chat about today is our reputation management services. Our review generation is a really big deal for a lot of our dealers due to the fact that it has quite a big difference on the bottom line. And the reason for that, number one, is that your customers very much care what your reviews are. Your consumers, the data is very clear. About 93% of them are going to utilize reviews as the first step when choosing a dealership. 91% are going to trust those online reviews as much as they would a friend telling them that they love your dealership. 87% just will disqualify your dealership completely if you don't have the online rating, so whether it's quality or quantity. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that Google very much cares what your online reputation looks like. They will stack rank results when someone looks up a dealership near them, or I need a tractor, whatever it is. Google will then stack rank those dealerships based off of a few factors, location being one of them, but reviews and your reputation being one of the biggest pieces. You can see these online listings here to the side get about 5 times more views than your dealership's website. They're viewing these first before they actually see your full website. And some quick facts around this: according to Harvard, a 1-star increase in your rating can mean a 5 to 9% increase in revenue. And on the opposite side of things, 1 negative review can cost you as many as 30 customers. So it's absolutely imperative to, of course, make sure you're driving these reviews with a purpose, making sure you're getting as many positive ones as possible and mitigating the negative ones. And just to give you a quick look at our review generation process here, this is our dashboard that allows you to not only request reviews or automate this process through your DMS, but it allows you to track and ensure you're being tactful with your reputation. You can see where those reviews are coming from, who on your team is doing well, who's not, where those reviews are being housed for the most part, and your respective scores on those sites, and even respond to those incoming reviews, which is also quite important when managing your online reputation. Now, to give you a quick look at the review process from the customer side, you can see right here, it's a very simple, easy process, because most people in person will tell you, yeah, sure, I'll leave you a review, no problem. And then do they actually get around to doing it? No, either they don't know how or it's too many steps. Therefore, we make the process incredibly easy so that they do so much more often than they would otherwise. So they'll get this text. Usually this is automated through your DMS. This will be automatically sent out when a service is complete, or say a sale is complete, whatever it is. And the template of your choosing will be sent along with the link to your Google business profile. So they're able to click on either Google or Facebook to leave you that review, and they're routed exactly there without having to do really much at all. Now, quality and quantity are, of course, extremely important when driving your online reputation, and that's something we've already established. But the top 4 things we do focus on, in addition to, of course, quality and quantity, we also help you with your recency, so a consistent flow of positive reviews. That's what people want to see. And lastly, we help you calculate the right owner response so that Google sees you as an engaged and good business on their platform, but also for your customers as well, those prospective ones, looking at how you handle some of the reviews that you get. Now, for the topic of today, I'd love to go over the partnership and integration that we now have with SATISFYD. So looking at how Kenect and SATISFYD have worked together, Emily, feel free to chime in anywhere you'd like here, but I do have some screenshots of how the partnership and integration works at this moment. Like we notified before, or like we noted before, the quick reply feature of Kenect allows you to send out, say, review requests and various other, hours, maps, or units are ready to be picked up very quickly. But we've now integrated in SATISFYD's survey requests, both sales and service at the moment, and we'll, I'm sure, do even more. But this quick reply allows you to send out those survey requests without having to type anything out or try to populate your link. We'll get all that set up for you, and you are able to then send out this link very, very quickly. And at this point, Emily, do you have anything that you'd like to say about the practical applications of this, the difference that texting makes around these survey requests? What would you like to add?
Yeah, thanks, Cameron. I think the key things are that the process is going to be automated for you, right? When you do this quick reply, which will take a direct link to a SATISFYD survey for your dealership. The questions are department experience specific. And so as Cameron mentioned, we talked about, since this is a sales example here, so we'll be able to ask questions of your customers specifically as it relates to the sales and delivery and how your sales team did. And so there are 4 key experiences that we provide feedback on, which will be rental, sales and delivery, parts, and service as well. And so those will be all specific, location specific as well. So we'll be able to route the data back to a specific store and department to share the performance with your dealership.
Absolutely. And just one last slide as well, what it looks like from within the platform. Once you send that message, you're able to then see responses. You can, follow up on it, schedule a message to be sent later saying, hey, did you, finish the survey, whatever you'd like to do. But from there, you're able to manage that conversation just like you would any of your other ones that you can see listed here. So that's really what this allows you to do, is just maximize texting to its fullest, while also making it very easy to take advantage of SATISFYD's amazing product with texting. So Emily, anything more before we move on to the final slides here?
No, I think you've kind of covered it there, Cameron.
All right, fantastic. Well, just to recap a thing or two here, we do have quite a large impact when you start implementing business texting for your dealership and utilizing the various tools that we went over today. The average Kenect dealership, we found that once we're implemented and we are up and going with the dealership, we're cutting down unnecessary call traffic by almost a third, decreasing voicemails significantly, 84%. So a lot of that phone tag is now gone. The 45 minutes per day that we're saving per person in parts and service departments is invaluable. We're helping, again, dealerships double, if not triple, their new leads, tripling their online reviews, and then seeing a very consistent flow of positive reviews after that. Helping with payments go much faster and much more convenient for your customer. And lastly, we found that our dealerships just plain make more money. They're selling, new units sold increases about 6% per year by utilizing the platform here. Now, at this point, I'd love to hit on any and all questions that have come across. Both Emily and I will try to get to those now. If you do have questions or you'd like to follow up more specifically about SATISFYD or about Kenect, our information is listed here. I'll hit on the Kenect stuff first, and then I'll let Emily speak to what she has listed. But for Kenect, you're actually able to text the 888-972-7422 if you'd like to learn more about our product or see the new integration with SATISFYD live, see how that would work for your dealership. And of course, you can email me as well for any questions. Emily, why don't you go ahead and speak to what you have listed here? It looks like you do have your summit posted.
Yeah, so we actually have a virtual summit coming up on March 6th. We'll actually be talking about some of our new partnerships, including Kenect. There's a lot of great dealers that will be speaking through panel discussions. They're real life examples on how they are attracting and retaining both customers and employees. We have some outside speakers as well that are coming in. So a lot of great educational sessions there. I recommend that you grab your phone and scan that QR code, or I'm sure we'll make this slide deck available to you after today's webinar. Also, my contact information is here. So again, should you want to book a meeting, maybe to learn a little bit more, see a live demo of SATISFYD's customer surveys, as well as our dashboard reporting and ticket management system within SATISFYD, you can scan that QR code, or you can text or call the number there, or email me, and I would be happy to chat with you some more.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Emily, it looks like the first question here is for you, so I'll go ahead and direct this to you. It looks like someone is asking, I'm a SATISFYD and Kenect customer. How am I able to enable this integration? Do you want to go ahead and speak to that, and then I'll speak to it from the Kenect side?
Sure, yeah. I think you can reach out to our support or customer success team, emailing SATISFYD, your direct contact there. We would then be able to enable this integration for you to start utilizing it. I think, Cameron can maybe answer on Kenect side how you can get that started as well.
Absolutely. If you are a Kenect customer, you should know your customer success manager quite well. If you don't, feel free to text me instead. But once you reach out to your customer success manager or myself, we can walk you through, again, exactly how it works and show you it live. But we'll go ahead and make the template available for you and ensure that your link is updated specific to you. So all you got to do is reach out to that customer success manager or myself, and we can enable it for you quite quickly. It looks like the next question is, what survey medium is most effective? It looks like you guys do more than just text messaging. So Emily, it looks like that one's geared towards you. I'll let you take care of that one.
Sure. Texting is always first at SATISFYD. So we very much push for digital means of contact. Obviously, that's something that Cameron would recommend as well with Kenect. And I think, already having those conversations ongoing with your customers through the Kenect solution will make the text messaging component for seeking customer feedback even that much more effective with a greater rate of response, which is why we're excited about this partnership opportunity. But we do have the opportunities to follow up with customers. If for some reason we're not able to get a response through that first method, that could be email sequences, could also be a follow-up phone call. And we still do, surprisingly for some of you, direct mail. Paper surveys can still be quite effective with some of your customers in certain demographics.
All right. Okay, it looks like the next question is for me. How long does it take to get Kenect set up and integrated with my dealer management system? That's a great question. First, I'll highlight that the odds are there's about a 95% chance we integrate with who you use. We do integrate, again, with the leading DMSs out there and various other smaller ones as well. But to get you fully trained, set up, and onboarded and get your team adopted onto the product, we're usually pretty quick, actually, about 2 to 3 weeks, just depending on the integration to make sure that it's operating correctly. So very, very quick turnaround, 2 or 3 weeks is what I would say. So thank you for asking that. All right, it looks like that might actually wrap up our questions for today. Emily, is there anything that you would like to finish with before we wrap things up?
Oh, I just want to say thank you, Cameron, for hosting and allowing us to join today in the session. We're very excited for this partnership opportunity with Kenect and look forward to improving the experience for dealership customers and employees.
Absolutely. We feel the same way. Thank you so much, Emily. Thanks for joining on. We're very excited to now be partnered with SATISFYD and be able to help you utilize their outstanding services. So please, again, one more time, 888-972-7422, or you can see the QR codes listed for SATISFYD. Hopefully we can chat with you soon and answer any questions that you may have. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate your time. Thank you.